Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17 to bring you another Company for Us 2 replay brought to you by Street, aka Panzerberger. With him is Equus, V, Jim, enemy team Guam, 15, Miller, and Jackosaurus. 4v4 on steps. Here's your ranks. This is like a, I don't want to say in spite replay, but just I can't go to fucking sleep replay, so gonna do it. And if you want to know why, well, let's see. If we kill lots of MG, should we get applause? Yes, you should. Because Donald Trump just won the U.S. presidency, and I know a lot of people watch my replays are not from the U.S. If you're in Europe, this is like essentially Brexit, and where all the polls were like, no, it's not going to happen. And then if you live in Asia, this is like the Philippines, where well, no, not nearly as bad Duterte, but like he becoming president of Philippines when everyone's like, no, he won't, and he does. My only thing is the fact they find it funny, just in general. And again, this 4-4, it's starting off, which is why I'm going to do this, and I'll get into the replay. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk about politics all the time. Nice, nice scary skin, by the way, with all the eyes. And then this one's like, "Ooh, you think you're scary? Come at me, bro. I got a crucifix. Come on, I'll scare you away." Actually, the universal carrier is stronger than the Kupol, so it probably should run. But no matter what happens, it's just like, I just think of a few things in the election where everyone's like, no, that's never going to happen. Of course it does. And B, I just want to see what happens, and if things turn out good, then great. But if things don't, then, well, I'm very curious to see what happens in the next few years. That's all. And I just hope that, at the very least, other people can respect other people and treat them with equality, which is what America's kind of meant for. Which is kind of funny, because I'm watching this, I'm just like, oh, wait, 2 Americans, yay. But, yeah, don't worry, I don't like the fact that a certain person is now, Donald Trump is now president. But also just remember when everyone said, like, Hillary Clinton was a slam dunk and Bernie Sanders didn't have a fucking chance? Remember who was the guy who won the working belt? Man, I wonder where that might come into effect for election. In any case, that's my 2 minutes of political ramble, but of course I'm going to get that because it's literally right after the election. And they just pull, and Fox News, CNN, everyone's like, oh, Trump won. I'm like, what? Alright. But in any case, let's get to this game, because that's why you're here. Although if you want to hear me just slowly fall into a social mess, then you've come to the right place, because that's what's going to happen. In any case, let's see. The Axis did a full frontal charge and actually did a good job taking over that area. Rifleman trying to counteract from behind. Take out the support weapons, good idea. Probably might actually take out that mortar, which would be really good. If you take it out and capture it, that's actually pretty helpful. Wow, good job. That's a great job. Run a negative cover. This is all negative cover. You gonna steal the mortar? You are gonna steal the mortar, aren't you? Please steal the mortar. Come on. There we go. Now retreat. Good. And you retreat back, and that way you have a free mortar, and you can mortar spam apparently, Gorm. Let's see. Street, what are you up to? So you have a couple MGs down here. Bye. He's like, see ya, man. I got your mortar. Bye. Bye, Felicia. Why the hell do you have mortars behind enemy lines? Like, I was like, yeah, this is the American base, and this guy has 2 mortars behind enemy lines. Why not? I guess he's trying to decap territory. I mean, the Allies doing a pretty good job. Terrible mortar position, not really defended. It's going to die. That's 400 manpower wasted. Way too close to the front line. Not going to be useful. MG here, decent, at least. I mean, he can't. Yeah, he can't make an MG at that location because he's cut off from enemy territory. Need to capture this. Well, actually, they don't have to capture that. They have to capture all this, sorry, to get it back. I'm just like here, maybe, and then this, and over here to capture it. But, yeah, it needs to be connected since they can't MGs here. But with the MG there, they're not going to be able to decap this point, so that's good. Looks like we have another American player, Miller, going in for mid. That's a pretty good idea, capture the fuel. If the Axis are pushing very heavily in the south and you can't break them, oh my god, retreat that thing. So close. So very close. And are you just not moving? Oh, you're trying to heal it. Yeah, that's a great idea. Just keep it there as forces, which by the way both had Panzerfaust, just move up. Now it looks like again the Axis are putting more attention down south so they can hold the island, which is this area around here. And with rank it was kind of mixed, so it's like we have some higher level, low level, but all players if you play this map know to go for this location because it's a very crucial point. Nice job sealing a Vicar, so you know the Axis and allies are exchanging equipment. You know, that's helpful. But in any capacity, yeah. If you can't get the island, go for mid. And what typically happens is the one team will go for get the island, the other team will then capture most of the northern territory and then fight over the fuel. Again, something that can work long term. It's not helpful with fuel, but you get a lot more munitions if you push north. But on the opposite side, if you hold the island, you have a great staging point, but then you lack a lot of stars typically, and you have to make sure that armor is able to push and capture the north. Otherwise, you could lose via a point capture. Really nice job, by the way, with this guy. I love how he keeps pushing here. Gorham just keeps causing havoc. Also love the mortars, because why the hell not? A lot of mortars, actually, I just realized with the allies now. At least 5 up north. But if he keeps capturing this, all this munitions up here, not going to be not going to be captured. So there we go. It's just not going to happen. So without that, I mean, the allies just have a ton of resources they're getting, and can't really do much. Also, Luke's. Really? That was a really good choice. Aqua's making a rush for it. Pretty good fighting against infantry, and honestly can help really break up the north. Again, we have a mortar here, we have a Beaufort here. They could, you know, definitely do damage. But I also like how, again, looks like the allies are using this as a staging point to hold this location. And I don't see a lot of defenses with the Axis to really stop this from occurring. So, yeah. That's actually, it's a really cool. And 15, we can see Doctrine-wise when advanced placement. So his placement is going to be really tough, especially if he starts getting the improved fortifications, which just makes them bulletproof and very hard to kill, especially if they get a 3-star. And then, let's see, what other Doctrines you guys go? Jack of Sword. Wait, did you both go for it? You did. Okay, that's a big no-no. Don't both go the same Doctrine. And also, the counter battery, pretty good for fighting enemy mortars. So, you know, fires artillery from your base, aka over here and over here. Just start pounding enemy lines. Now, again, with the 2 Vermont and 2 British, it is all, not 2 Vermont. 2 American and 2, I mean, maybe, who knows? Let's see in 4 years. With the 2 American and 2 British players essentially covering each other, with the British being more in placement and the American player being more aggressive and saying more infantry, it's a pretty good combo. Whereas we can see here again 3 Wehrmacht and OKW, so 1 fortification heavy and the 3 more likely to, you know, have mass assault. Another Beaufort going down, so we can see here this guy is really focusing on holding the north, and that's a good strategy. I mean, so far, like, these 2 guys have done an amazing job at causing havoc toward enemy lines and just really putting a lot of pressure, unnecessary pressure, or sorry, not unnecessary. It is definitely necessary. Great, free bazooka. But wow, those mortars are oh Jesus! Oh, those guys with Panzer Shreks. But it's a lot of necessary pressure to really counteract the fact that, again, if the enemy has the south, you're losing a lot of resources. But if you can constantly push the enemy back all the way to their base, that's a huge plus. Plus, again, they have the fuel. So right now, again, when the allies have a ton of resources for the Axis, not necessarily. I mean, they have the south, which is good, but if they lose a star and everything else is held, we shall see. Now, the benefit of the Axis, they've started putting fuel caps up a lot more than the allies. I'm sorry, the ally. Wait, what the fuck? Why is? No, actually, I'm sorry, I misjudged. The Axis have put less than the Allies. The Allies are putting down a lot of caps, which, pretty good idea. I mean, the OKW player can't, but if you can... If you are losing and you think by resources and it's like, alright, we can control these sectors, and on steps, a 4v4 map, it's very difficult for the enemy to capture, like, these 4. So if you put it over and make sure that you have fuel or munitions caps, that will help you long term. However, I think munitions will be better than 3 fuel. I truly do. But I feel like the enemy's going to be like, oh wait, we need a ton of fuel, and I don't think that's the right move. I don't. Because again, typically in games, I don't see it's... I see specials really being able to turn a tide, not necessarily allied armor, unless it's really, really good. Now we have a Luke's versing a Stuart. Stuart has the advantage. It's more designed versing armor. But that being said, we can see here with the Volk squads, the Panzerfaust ability is going to really help turn this tide, so this thing is going to die a brutal death. We have a flank coming in with a lot of American riflemen with bazooka teams. Again, we have more of these mortars up north, which I find hilarious, just causing all sorts of damage. Big, massive Axis retreat, and again, I don't blame Equus for retreating. Smart move, honestly. Very smart move. Sniper risking it in mid, risking his bacon, but managed to somehow survive. Also, it's funny, because I just ordered, after work, I'm like, alright, let's grab something to eat. Go, grab some breakfast, because just hours I work, and, yeah, I'm like, I want 2 sides of bacon. And the person's like, alright, here's 2 slices. I'm like, I ordered 2 sides? Not half one order? But that's fine, I have to leave anyway. Thanks. Thanks for nothing. Anyway, Beaufort, doing decent damage again versus a Stuke. Actually, funny enough, the Stuke doesn't have an amazing armor, so the Beaufort can actually do a lot of damage, and if he just has like, a little bit of support, we can see the Piat coming in, and that would actually do a lot, as you can see here, did a lot of damage. But I would definitely in place right now, definitely hard in your armor. I get why you don't, but again, we have Panzerschreck guys over here. You're trying to heal, you're trying to do what you can. Yeah, you could have very easily held that position if you just hardened it down when it was half dead, and that would have helped you a lot. But since again, you didn't do that, you lost to Beaufort, and that was a pretty critical mistake, because now you lost a major emplacement. And unlike a previous replay where emplacements were a detriment, in this scenario, they're a benefit, because again, you're forcing the enemy back and cutting off a huge swath of territory, whereas in the previous game, the emplacements were used very defensively in your own territory, or in that other person's territory, kind of guarding, and it didn't help advance troops. It didn't do anything really for to help you guys, to help out. So wow, that sniper's so close to dying. Holy God! And that Stuart's like, God damn it, I almost got him. Curse you! I'll get you next time. Now, good idea. Again, we have a looks like a Centaur up here. Knocked out the MG, so they're able to capture mid. And one thing I will say is they put down all fuel caps. I don't think that's a smart move. I truly think that you need some munitions. You're getting a lot of munitions, but I do think you need munitions. That way you can use specials like precision barrage and other things. Again, Miller went rifle company, so we expect some advanced medium armor. Not heavy, but medium. So, you know, very good against killing Panzer IVs, aka this son of a bitch. But if you get something like a Panther, it's going to be more dicey. White Phosphor is very good for stopping just like blobs of infantry. And up here, we actually have a decent amount of AT, so most likely, the Panzer IV is going to pull back. The Stuart could have used shell shock or a point-blank engine shot. I think that would have been more beneficial, because then you could have more allies, or Axis, allied AT forces. I can't talk. Fire upon the Panzer IV and actually possibly kill it, but that's something that, again, I feel like you guys need to do. Plus, actually, there's no defenses down here. We can see here that technically Jack's supposed to be down here, but he's really kind of focusing all of his attention up north. I find funny. Centaur versus Stug. Who's going to win? The Stug, unless, you know, it can't fire. I also love how they're like, okay, let's ignore the Stug. Let's just go around it. Have the Piat. Do you have any Piats on this? Oh, you do. Okay. Focus on that. Wow. Instant killed the, oh, what is it called? The Panzer Grenadier squad. Dude, maybe grab one of those? I love how the Stug is turning, and this MG's like, yeah, I got suppressed. We're good. Yeah, Stug is, remember, a tank destroyer, so it's good versus tanks. What is a Centaur? a modified tank. Just not meant to fight tanks, just an anti-air gun. But, yeah, right now, just very good. Unit preservation, 9 kills with a sniper. It actually is I'm sorry, I'm surprised it's alive. I really am. Nice, again, we see your shell shock, so it kept that thing there. It can't fire, can't see. Very good move by the Stewart. AT gun, very nice position. I like how it's, again, you don't normally think it would be here, but it's like firing long range, kind of an angle. Very, very cool. This Panzer IV doesn't stand a goddamn chance. But hey, you know, it tried. Kind of weirded out by the Oswins. I don't understand why you're getting Oswins. Maybe to counteract the riflemen, but I guess that's a smart move. And the reason why I say I guess is, what the fuck? Okay, I could say the same thing about this. Why the mortar carriages? If the mortar carriages actually kill this Oswin, I mean, they killed the engineer squad, poor man. But if, oh my god, if these mortar carriages kill an Oswin, I'm done. Holy god, they are murdering the enemies. Again, mortar carriages are, look, I mean, like, this is just an example. They destroy enemy forces. It's very, they're underrated, but they can be very good. Oswin, same thing. But damn, those mortar carriages almost killed the Oswin. Look at that. This guy, Jim, is barely in the army. I mean, he has a ton of manpower, and I'm assuming he's going to start building artillery and AT. But Jesus Christ. I did not expect that. VVV currently has an army kind of dysfunction right now. Does anyone have any no one has any upgrades. Shoot, they can't get some more advanced stuff. We have a Jagdpanzer on the field, but his infantry forces are falling back, and the Allies are probably going to use this advantage to be like, all right, let's push forward. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see, we've, looks like some sort of, okay, so yeah, so it looks like VVV is preparing, wow, he has artillery, and Jim, I assume? Nothing? Alright, nothing. I swear I thought this guy had more. Huh. We have a Stug artillery. What happened to, what are these guys building? Okay, yeah, I was gonna say they are building. So it looks like what the Axis are planning on doing is an artillery counterattack against the emplacements here. I think that's both a good idea and a bad idea. And don't get me wrong, the good thing is the Allies don't have recon, so the precision bomb strike can't be used to target the artillery. If that was the case, the Allies get way more munitions. So cost-effective wise, they build artillery, precision bomb strike, it dies, GG. But because they don't have recon to target this stuff, it's going to be much more difficult. And the artillery can start pounding these fortifications, which should loosen up the north, which throw a lot more munitions if the Axis can grab it. Right now, the Allies are doing a really good job holding down this fuel point and also the stars. So right now, again, the capture points are slowly decreasing in favor of the Allies. So the Allies are definitely gaining a major advantage. Wow, okay, we have a plane crash, I assume? Yep, there it goes. Probably anti-air, if I had to assume. From what? I don't know. But something. Something shot it down. Oh, of course, the Bofors. Duh. Light artillery barrage. Once again, this guy fails to emplace. He fails to activate the emplace thing, so they lives. He knows he can do that, right? I mean, to be fair, there's all sorts of artillery and stuff hitting here, so it probably wouldn't have lived. But in the meantime, as they use all their artillery to break up one Bofer, which has already died, looks like Grom has moved up. Now, in the meantime, let's see. Street has locked down the south along with Equus, and looks like fortifications locked down there. Spearhead, so good early mobile artillery plus armor plus recon. Again, I love how all these guys have recon. Not exactly heavy precision bomb strikes, though. It's like light artillery barrages. Oh, well, yeah. A lot of support functions from VVV with the German mechanized doctrine, which is good, and joint operations, which again one of my favorite doctrines because it gets back 43, and the artillery. It was until fortification came around and kind of copied that formula, but whatever. I love how this guy is a steward here, by the way, just helping support. This guy has a lot of infantry, not a lot of AT, and that's, I mean, I guess I know why he got that. He probably got that so we can, again, precision bomb strike to push back the enemy. He got it to counteract the riflemen, which, again, there are a lot of infantry he has to fight. Stug coming around, a lot of Stugs being deployed. I'm kind of wary to see how those go, judging by the fact that the enemy has a wide range of both light armor and more advanced armor. I mean, that Stug is not hitting it, so what the oh, the Agpanzer. Okay, I was like, what the hell hit it? Okay, nice thing is, Easy 8 walked into one hell of a trap with the Panzer Grenadier, so yeah. It looks like what he's trying to do is V is trying to compensate by getting Panzer Grenadiers, which are very effective against armor, adding that with the Stug, which is a cheap version, but with the Panzer Grenadier, it just makes it very difficult with allied armor to kill it. But the allies are pushing very hard on the Axis, and the Axis are kind of being, honestly, just like funneled into like a small little tight area. And again, it's not like the Axis aren't losing a lot of units. They are. The allies are doing a pretty decent job at killing their armor, and again, nice smoke kind of making sure the Piats can't see it so they're able to retreat. But if they get close enough and they activate artillery on this, well, precision artillery on this artillery, things are not going well. Now you could be asking yourself, Greyshot, why don't they use the counter battery? Which, by the way, if you use it, you actually shut down production of a whole post. Well, the reason why they're not going to use it is because I think, and again, I could be wrong, but I feel like this counter battery only goes the 75% way through the map. It will not hit into the enemy base. That I believe. Looks like a nice job with the tank killing that, the artillery. Looks like we have the White Phosphorus come down to help clear the infantry as well. Cromwell trying to make it out alive. We'll see if it can. I think the Stug's going to kill it. Nope, hits the guardrail. Alright. Or the stone wall, whatever you want to call it. Oh, no, it's backing up. Pathfinding for the win. Wow, okay. Shooting at random debris. Cromwell. Oh, nope, it's screwed. And it's out of control. Rifleman coming in the flank, I think. Yeah, it looks like some rifleman coming in. Wow, again, another free Panzerschreck. There's a lot of free Panzerschrecks this game. Is that Wolverine? No, I was like, is that Wolverine? How'd you get that? It's not physically possible. No, wow, 20 kills with a sniper, not bad. At least you're helping to pick off the Allied infantry. And again, overall, the Allies are doing a really, really good job pushing, but they're losing their emplacements left and right, so the north foothold is slowly decreasing. And army-wise, the Axis are gaining quite a lot. So it may be a situation where it's like, guys, they're on the verge of breaking. We got this. And in actuality, no. You have a lot of resources, but the Axis are just kind of in like a hibernation-esque mode. They're not necessarily losing. I mean, they are losing. They're not necessarily being defeated. They're just waiting and building. It's kind of a situation where the Soviets they were slowly pushed back, and they just built up so much men that when the Germans thought they had the Soviets on the ropes, and then Operation Uranus happened, and so many Soviet soldiers pushed, they were just like, what the hell is going on? Where did all these men come from? That's what I'm seeing right now with the Allies, where they're kind of pushing the Axis back, and they're killing here and there, but they're not doing a decisive blow they need to. And they're being very cocky, as you can see. I mean, don't get me wrong, nice Firefly hit, you did some damage here, but again, you just lost a really quick Firefly. And if we look at overall, again, total units, compared to the Axis, I just see more Axis forces, and Allies pushing very far into Axis lines. But again, they still have the island. That's the thing, you guys are pushing them, but they still have the island. And I always say, like, again, you're hitting them where they're weak. That's fine, but you may want to cut off the flow of resources. Like, eventually when you get to the enemy base, you still want to maybe circle back and be like, okay, let's cut off the south. Let's move the armor down here, neutralize this point, cut them off so they no longer get resources. Then you kind of isolate that space, you surround it, you constantly use artillery, and you clear it. That's what you need to do. Also, I'm very surprised that the Pershing has not made its debut. But again, man, that guy loves his mortar carriages. I mean, they've been effective, and they've hurt some armor, but they're not killing it. And I feel like you kind of need that heavy tank. So stop this production of the mortar carriage, which, how much does that thing cost? It's like 85? No, 75. Stop the production of it, refocus, get something else. I was gonna say, is there native artillery hanging out? No, just southern artillery. Now we have a tiger on the field. Though, again, it does have a problem of facing a lot of infantry with bazookas, and again, AT, as we just saw with that AT rifle. And man, this tiger is instantly pushed back. Can definitely take a few bazooka shots and deflect it, of course, from the front, but don't expect it to be in a persistent fight for very long against entrenched forces with AT. Not gonna happen. But once again, we have another Jackson just trolling in enemy lines. It's like, I know that you want to go in, but the enemy's adapting now, and I feel like this would be a great position where you guys just align, wait, stop advancing, wait for the enemy to attack, because they're at the disadvantage until you guys start losing way too many men. Now they're like, alright, we have a pretty decent sized army, let's counter. And not just that, they're getting veterancy. We can see this here, the sniper, 2 stars. We can see here these grenadiers, 2 to 3 stars respectively. The AT gun's getting veterancy. Actually, a lot of them, guys, the Volk squads are getting veterancy. Let's see here. Not really there. Kind of. But they're slowly gaining up and building up their army. No idea what they're trying to do here. I guess the mortar carriages are here to help kill this. And again, kind of a mix with the infantry, kind of designed to fight armor. Jesus Christ, that bazooka shot. There's so many bazookas. Yeah. Wow, one hell of a shot from that mortar carriage. AT gun that was like, hey, what's up? So, yeah, you want to keep firing? Sure, take this. One more shot with the mortar carriage, and it's going to die. They're going to try a couple shots to kill it. Not going to work, it's dead. Congratulations. Probably should have held fire. I think you can hold fire. That or decrew. Just decrew it until it's like, alright, they pass. And if there is armor, you get back in and run. Again, with the Americans, you can just decrew it so they don't hit it, send up the riflemen, or use smoke. I know you have grenades. Alright, so let's see here. I do like what the Axis are doing. Again, they're being very conservative with their forces, and they're just waiting. I do feel like there's a bit too much artillery, but I get why they're doing this. They're using a lot of artillery to break up the emplacements up north, and all the emplacements are now officially died. But on the flip side, this guy's done a pretty good job. Being like, alright, you kill my emplacements, I'll just get heavy armor. And the Churchill's a great idea, because again, I haven't seen a Panther yet, so if they just have medium armor and Stoogs, the Churchill's great because it just bounces rounds left and right, especially from like lighter stuff. And then again, love how, again, Panzer Shrek. But Jesus Christ, dude, you have 1,500 manpower, nearly 1,600, and you have no army. You have one squad. Dude, get yourself some armor. Like, get yourself you don't have to get your Churchill, just get infantry. But now we can see here the slow turn where now, again, the Axis have been so congested and confined to a space. It's just like a spring. They're going to shoot out and take over a good chunk of the map, I see, very quickly. So the Allies need to, again, do I see any mines here? No, I don't see any mines. And this would be a perfect opportunity to lay mines and prepare for that eventual counterattack. And with this Doctrine, we know he can lay mines. So I'm very surprised that I have not seen any sort of defenses, anything along those lines, to hold back a major counterattack. If you have territory held and and I know in this scenario it's like, oh guys, we're gonna win, just in case, because again, Hillary Clinton was supposed to win. I swear to God, you can snapshot it if you go to way back on the internet. Bing had a 90% chance of Hillary Clinton winning. Guess what? Not gonna happen. Like, did not happen at all. And this is where it's like, again, guys, we have a 90% chance of the Axis folding and losing. In this scenario, I have a feeling that the Allies are going to be in for a rude awakening. But they're not preparing for it. They still think like we can keep pushing them. But the Axis are slowly advancing. Remember, the Allies were holding here and pushing the Axis back. Now the Axis have gathered control of this hill and are slowly pushing toward this fuel. If the Axis can get control of the fuel and hold on to that, you cut off the Allied supply lines. You cut off the again, a major resource, and just start and then you fuel your own war machine and start getting the better armor, which could really help counteract these guys. Once again, another push. Churchill's like, guys, they have nothing down here. And then again, like the hornet's nest, you actually realize, oh shit. And yeah, the Churchill can balance a lighter armor, but if you have enough of it, it will hurt it. Eventually you'll weaken it down. It's like Nappa. Nappa by himself could easily have fought Piccolo by himself. But then you add in all the Z warriors, and he eventually got to a point where the Z warriors are very lucky to have beat him. But it could have gone either way. And they especially could not have fought Vegeta. There's your anime reference I have to keep bringing in here. There you go. Nice grenade, by the way. Gonna kill this. Oh, wow. Actually managed to live. Once again, Street, you're doing a pretty good... just unit living. That's pretty amazing. Also, the fact you've been able to keep your Tiger alive for so long. Again, just showing where the Allies are just throwing away units. Where the Axis are being very resourceful and trying to keep that stuff alive. Because they need to. They need to extremely badly. Wow, 40 kills with that sniper. I'm sorry, I'm just amazed. 30 minutes in the game, the sniper's still alive. All sorts of artillery currently firing north, just clearing the way. And now we've looks like we have a big Allied push going on over here. Stuka coming in, helping clear away, almost taking out a huge rifling push, but that scared them. And again, we have a lot of Panzerfaust and Panzer Grenadiers firing. Luckily, White Foresters are coming in for the Allies, which should push back a lot of the infantry, because again, otherwise the infantry are going to be one shot, and especially with the mortar carriages there, you do not want that. But again, this is where the Allies have a lack of coordination. Both of them with Churchill, and I'm fine with going Churchill, but with the same doctrine as well. I feel like you guys should have mixed it up. One with Churchill, one with Comet. That way you have a fast attack, hard-hitting group when the Churchills can soak damage. Right now, the hardest, like, the biggest vehicle you guys have to really fight that is the, this guy have an army? Okay, he's getting, oh, now he has a sniper. He's like, man, that German sniper's doing really well. I think I should get one. Also, I'm really surprised you don't do a crit shot on that guy, because, you know, it's not like your Churchill's dying or anything. Oh, there goes it with artillery. It's not like it's dying or anything. Another big Allied push. Stuart's still alive. Should probably get the hell out of there. One Tiger shot, and it's like, goodbye. Just see ya. But yeah, we can see the Axis have managed to do a counterattack on all fronts, and they're pushing pretty much in every location at the same time. And the Allies don't have the capacity to fight that. They've been too aggressive for too long and laid no foundation for like a solid defense. Now he does have a Pershing now, so we can see here that he has been preparing, at least in getting some heavier armor. But we look up north, and what do we see? We have a trench with nothing there. So this guy really has nothing going for Miller. Decent army. I will say this, for the American players, they're doing a really good job of having a well-defined force with a lot of AT, which again probably threw the Axis off quite a bit. And don't get me wrong, Churchill's not bad, but we look at 15 and he has no army. He's lost a lot. And again, replacements, which he keeps playing down, maybe not the best idea. I know you're trying, but again, I know his doctrine is like, okay, fortifications, what I need to do. Well, if the enemy is using all artillery and you're not really focusing on that, maybe stop. Maybe just halt on that one. Anyway, Pershing showing the Panther who's in charge. Again, with support as well, the Pershing definitely has the advantage. Oh, damn it. But he fell back into, again, to lines. And since the Pershing had no support, and this guy did, the extra Stugs were more than enough to kill it. Oh, man, that Pershing did not stand a chance. Again, that's why you really don't charge in there unless you have support. So that way, what a waste. Really? Really? You charged that unit in there. You didn't have to follow through. And if you did, you should have had your rifleman up there to make sure that it was okay. That way, if there was something bad, you could pop smoke. Which, once again, it kind of failed. Anyway, it looks like we have a big... I mean, the Allies, like, kind of scraping up forces to kind of recapture some locations, which is not bad. But remember when this guy had a bunch of Piat stuff like that? Yeah, that's gone. We do have a Firefly, again, with... The nice thing about this guy is, again, he has a lot of fort assemblies that are meant to heal armor. So he's using the Soviet industry tactic where you just place so many of those that it insta-heals your armor, which, by the way, may be slightly overpowered. But he's doing that so he can heal all the armor very quickly, which also, by the way, heals the bases as well, so that's a thing. Is this dead or alive? I think it's dead, because I can't click on it, but yeah, I think it's dead. But it's still there. Which, if it died, it would have blew up. I don't know. Could be a glitch. The Jagdpanzers just hiding. Love it. Using their camouflage to sneak in and out without risking AT fire. And I love how close they're getting. And the AT guns are like, okay, let's fire. Wait a second. What's over here? That being said, looks like they're kind of found. And he probably should get out of there before he loses the other one. But hell, at least took out the Firefly. So that's a win-win. Let's see, we have a counterattack in the south, or like mid-ish. Is that the Tiger Tank? Okay, Tiger Tank moving through. Just moving through the forest, because why the hell not? Sniper now up to 50 kills. Holy God. I like how you just keep coming back to it. It's like, yeah, 20 kills, 30 kills, 40 kills, 50 kills. What the God's name are you feeding that guy? And honestly, it's American Rifleman. That's what you're feeding this that's what you're feeding this sniper. He's just like, well, you know, it's like, I'm just hunting Americans. And that's what he's doing. I love that posture. Like, what do you think I'm doing? I'm hunting Americans. And the rest of the Volk squad's like, oh, look at that guy. He's gotten 50 kills in the span of 24 hours. Probably more at this point, right? He probably got a few more. 52. Okay, not bad. But right now, it's up for, if the Allies seriously want to win this, they need to make sure they hold these points. And right now, unfortunately, the fuel and the 2 victory points are the key, and so far they've lost it. Just like Hillary Clinton lost Pennsylvania and Michigan. Dun dun dun. Yeah, I'm gonna keep bringing this up because if this is hurting me right now, it's probably it's probably will be funnier long term, hopefully. Looks like a nice counterattack. Damn, Firefly being taken out by a Stug. Probably should have, you know, helped with supported with the armor and stuff back here, but you know, that would have been a smart move. We have a big push here, lots of AT fire. This Churchill does not stand a chance. There's too much AT. And yeah, if he loses all this, there goes an entire army. And then we have down here where we have this guy's army kind of barely holding it together. The rifleman kind of fell back. He doesn't have an ambulance for some reason, or a major, which is weird. And he lost his Pershing and doesn't have a new one. Well, yep, there it goes. He's just trying to... I actually have no idea what he's doing. I think he just gave up. I think he's like, yeah, I'm done. I know it's gonna die. But yeah, now comes the flip situation. Now the situation's flipped, where the Allies are kind of being pushed back, and the Axis are kind of now pushing upon their territory. They're still suffering losses, and it's not saying that the Allies will win by any or lose, but the Allies really need to stop attacking just randomly throughout the map and actually start holding, preparing, and figuring out a strategy to counter. Actually, a recon plane would kind of deduce that the fact there's nothing down here, so a quick armor strike down here would be devastating toward the enemy, because you could capture all this territory and kind of open up a new front. But as long as you have two fronts, okay, the north front and the middle front, the central front, the Axis are just kind of keep funneling there. Why do you say yes? Oh, your AT gun hit here. Oh wow, 3-star and a nice target weak point. Again, kind of stun it, keep it there long enough. And again, the AT gun has upgrades through veterancy where it can just like, alright, we can keep firing, we can make sure we penetrate. Cool, we can kill all the allied armor. But where's the sniper? Okay, I'm so 56 kills. Jesus Christ. And we have more Americans up here. Dude, if he does a armor-piercing shot up here... Oh, he has been doing that, of course. Nice job killing the MG. But you have yet to kill the sniper, and that thing has been a thorn in your side, I bet. We have a new film being made by... Hold on. Yep, pretty much being pushed back. Clint Eastwood directing German Sniper. The German sniper that has the most confirmed kills in history. Oh boy. 57 kills. Unfortunately, it looks like he's taking a lot of losses, but he's like, let me use the excess resources he has and just get a bunch of Panthers and armor. Equus has a bunch of armor. Still, and again, his artillery. We have more artillery here. This guy, we have 4 artillery pieces. Yeah, fortifications is not going to happen. And actually, I'm actually curious, can our artillery head across map? How far can it go? Okay, so we can go all... This map's pretty long, so I can definitely understand that probably the artillery is not going to be able to hit the enemy base. But the fact that it can go that far is still pretty concerning. Big push up north, and it doesn't look like there's any real major resistance. We have a couple of... We have an AT gun here, a little bit of infantry, but no real armor to speak of. Or a major armor that's alive. And would you get a centaur? We are talking to... Yeah, we're talking with people. They have not quit. None of them have surrendered, so they are still playing like the strategy. And yeah, there just hasn't been a major defense. There hasn't been a major upset. There hasn't been a major counterattack really against the Germans. You guys pushed them back all the way to the base, had them literally on the ropes, but you didn't do a decisive blow, you didn't prepare yourself, and you didn't neutralize the artillery. And since again you just allowed the enemy to essentially rank up, it's exactly the same situation I have with Civ 6, with Civilization 6, where the enemy sent, I kid you not, like, the enemy had so many horsemen. It was like the Sicilian Empire, something along those lines. They had so many horsemen that they outnumbered my army 10-1, but I managed to kill all of them, and get eventually. Jesus Christ, that sniper shot! Holy God, that it was amazing. You stunned all of them and did damage. That was a great shot. But I just got so much veterancy from it. I'm just like, all right. Well, they're not killing enemy units. I'm killing all of them, getting stronger, and then I literally walked into the enemy's civilization and just wrecked them. They couldn't do anything. My guys were OP. Amazing. Yeah, and now again, they're pressing on the enemy base where the Allies were not able to. And again, the Allies were not able to hold a stable front. Where the Axis had the South, where they were getting resources and being funneled, the Allies weren't. The Allies don't have that, and since they're being pushed back, they've blown all their reserves trying to hold back the Axis and doing a pretty poor job of really doing that. Again, smart move, pulling back the sniper. It's gotten enough kills. Let's make sure it doesn't die. Yeah, and now again we have a ton of Axis armor. The Allies are kind of scraping by, and again it's just a lot of... I was like, did that... Hold on. Nope, okay, we still have them alive. It looks like we have a lot of riflemen with bazookas trying to counter, which I don't blame them. But there's way too much armor and way too few of them, and it's one army versus 4. So while there is a lot of armor in this sector, and the riflemen technically in rear echelon with bazookas have an advantage, it's not going to be enough to turn the tide. And because of all the resources the Axis are now gaining, they can start using specials, which include fragmentation bombs, light artillery, zeroing artillery, a light artillery barrage, etc., to really start breaking up the enemy. Plus, they could use Stuka fire, Panzerwerfer, stuff like that if they really want to. And again, the Axis have giant war chests of manpower and resources, where the Axis, the Allies, as we see here, not only are losing units, okay, we have one Axis unit lost. Again, probably not a good idea to fight a Churchill with a Panzer IV, just saying. But they just... Yeah, it's just not going well. They're trying, and the Americans are trying, but the British have just... Man, the British fucked up. They fucked up royally. If every... It's sad because you can tell like Gorham and Miller are doing everything they possibly can and are actually doing a lot of damage. But the British counterparts, who are really supposed to be like that, were supposed to be the arm that kind of holds everything together and helps them out, just didn't come through. I don't get me wrong, Gorham I think should have placed some mines, but Jesus Christ, look at this bazooka army. It's murdering enemy armor units left and right. If anything is going, look at this, it killed 3 armor units in the span of walking around. This guy, this is why maybe building up a ton of, wow, look at all the bazookas firing. That Panzer Grenadier squad is like, Jesus Christ. They literally fired at least 10 rockets at us and they missed every shot. Holy macro, I don't know who's training them, but I'm very happy about it. Kind of grouping up Panzer IV, get a lucky shot. Alright, or not. But, yeah, these Panzer IVs like, dude, back the fuck up. But again, they're falling back and they have defenses where they can hold back that infantry. And like, oh, Street coming in with the Tiger being like, get back. And again, if they chase them down, do some damage before they get healed, that's good. If these guys get back to base and they heal, I mean, it looks like we have 3 different guys being like, shoot, we have to kill these riflemen before they get, before they heal, otherwise we are fucked. Why do you have a Centaur? Okay, you're an AI, okay. But you had a Centaur earlier before the AI, so that's even, so what, are you an AI? Alright, Churchill kind of helping hold. We have a lot of AT with the rare echelons on standby, so should maybe be able to kill the Panther. Oh my god, one more shot, Churchill, if it penetrates. There we go, we got penetrating shot and the Panther's dead. Let's see, Street, Sniper's still alive. Could probably be useful to hold back that blob. But man, it's like if this guy was here, he should be pushing south. If this guy was here, I mean, he lost his entire army. This guy's getting just, again, like Piat spam, which is not as good. Bazooka, again, there's that arc that Piats have, which makes them not as useful as you think. But, gee, like, I feel so bad. Like, Gorham was doing one hell of a job fighting, but yeah, the Axis have this in the bag. It's not looking good. And a surrender, which makes sense. It honestly does. At this point, the Axis blew all their reserves. Gorham did a hell of a lot of damage. He still had a full army. And look at all that veterancy. He probably could have fought, but again, one fragmentation bomb artillery, he probably could have lost half his army. Or Stuka. I mean, like, having one very powerful army doesn't really match up to 4 decently strong armies. As amazing as he was. And we can see here, he did fantastic. He lost a lot of men with his riflemen, but he did 50,000 damage. I mean, Jacosaurus and the 2 British guys, 33,026. The Americans did incredible. They both did, if you add up their score, twice as much compared to the British, and that just shows you how more effective they are. Because usually the British have more damage because of their Firefly stuff like that. But yeah, and then of course on the enemy team, Street, a ton of kills, and I had to say this, he kept his Tiger alive, 42 kills, and this damn Sniper, 61 kills, holy god. 100 kills in just 2 units, and again, everything else. That's pretty powerful. Equus, again, if we go through everyone, Equus, he has kind of a combined arms tactic, but with all these guys, their artillery really did help turn the tide. And we can see that, again, they're all pretty, they're 2 stars, so you can tell they were getting kills. But Jim was probably the one who had the artillery that did the most damage. And Viva great Panzer Grenadiers. Again, your Panzer Grenadier forces and Stu kind of mixed match. I was worried about it because I feel like, how is this going to go? But it actually did work. It did work, and it really helped counteract the enemy. So I'm actually I'm very glad that strategy worked out for you. But overall, this shows you that even if it's all signs lead that you're going to lose, and a great way, once again, to point to the election, even if you think you're going to lose, and everyone's telling you you're going to lose, you still have a shot, and you can still make an upset. And, yeah, even though I can't say that this miracle that happened in the that's what they're calling it right now through the headlines, happened, like, I'm not exactly happy about. Like, the guy still won, so I can't denounce it. So like I said, I can't denounce them for, like, okay, he won. If the people have spoken, Let's just see if the people are right or wrong on that. But overall, Street, thank you for saying this replay. Again, that's a pretty great game. So I'm glad I was able to get a really good 4v4, especially right after just the amount, just everything that is currently going on. But in any case, guys, this has been Greyshot17 hosting this Series 2 replay of 4v4 on Steps. Make sure you send those replays. I also want to thank Tim, Leo, and Chris for their support on Patreon. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.